Hi ladies. So I just wanted to kind of work with you through some dilations to know if is it a dilation, is it not, and kind of again talk about a scale factor. So we want to look at this first one, and with this first one, let me get it down here. I'm kind of learning still how to use my document camera. We first want to look at the points of, you can either go smaller to bigger or bigger to smaller, but identify the following dilations, and it's a matter of you want to go, so we can go, dilations mean we can get bigger or we can get smaller. So when you look at yours, you're going to have one area that's darker, okay, and so if we go darker to bigger, okay, so smaller to bigger. So for this first one, and it doesn't matter which direction you go, okay, if you go bigger to smaller, you're going to have a dilation or a scale factor that's less than 1. If you go small to big, you're going to have a scale factor that is greater than 1. So again, it really doesn't matter whether you go big to small. So remember that you preserve the shape. Okay, you preserve the shape. So you can look at the first two and determine really from there, do you even need to try? Okay, so if you look at the first one, the middle portion is a rectangle, and if you look at the outer portion, it's still a rectangle. Okay, so that tells you if you've preserved the shape, that tells you, okay, this could be a dilation. Now, if I look at the second one, remember, again, it preserves the shape. So my outer one is a rectangle, but my inner one is a square. Okay, so if it preserves the shape, if it's a true dilation, the shape will be preserved. So that means that this one cannot be a dilation because this outer one should also be a square too if it's dilated. Okay, so think about your eyes too. So you have your pupil, it gets smaller, it gets bigger. That's also a dilation. Okay, that's where it's coming from. Okay, so if we look at the first one. So first of all, I'm going to label my big pieces. Okay, so A, B, C, and D. Okay, and so then I'm going to label the inside A prime, B prime, C prime, and D prime. Okay, so if I look at the coordinate for A prime, I get -2, 1. B prime is -2, -1. C prime is 2, 1. And then D prime is 2, -1. Okay, so then if I look at A, B, C, and D, if I look at it, so A is -4, 2, and B is -4, -2, and C is 4, 2, and then D is 4, -2. Okay. So you can tell if this is a dilation if you can go from one set of points to the other set of points by multiplying each one of them by the same scale factor. So start out -2 times what gives me -4? Okay, 2. So is 2 times 1, does that give me a coordinate? Can I multiply each xy by 2 and get the other one? Okay, 2 times 2 is 4, 1 times 2 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4. 1 times -1 times 2 is -2. So here I can multiply each one of these xy values and get my bigger square if I multiply each one of them by 2. So if you can do that, so this is all by 2. If you can do that, then yes, it is a dilation. And in this case, our scale factor is 2. Scale factor is 2. Now, if you're going the other direction, okay, if you're going from A to A prime, you're dividing by 2. So that means your scale factor would be 1/2. So it's just a matter of which direction you're going. Okay. So just again, you can work down through these. You're wanting to see going from one to the other. Are they all multiplied by the same number? So that's what it means to be a dilation. Okay. Here's another activity that you can do. Okay, so you're starting with an original. So you would put your original coordinates in here. Okay, and then you want to dilate by 1/2 and by 2. So divide each by 2, okay, and get your new coordinates here, and then multiply each by 2 and get your new coordinates here, and then graph it, okay, and then graph it. So what you should have, let me find mine, okay, what you should have, after you have done your calculations and dilated by 2, or dilated by 1/2 and dilated by 2, so multiplied by 1/2 or multiplied by 2, this is what you should get. Okay, you should get a rectangle that is twice as big, and you should get a rectangle that is half as big. So that's one of the dilations that you'll see you can work on. The next one is this little guy. And again, this one's by thirds, okay, by thirds. And so you're dividing by 3 or you're multiplying by 3, okay, so you can kind of see what's happening with the quadrilateral. And here I only did the 1/3 one, okay, so you can kind of look in there and see what's happening there. So I did not do the one multiplied by 3. Okay, but if you're multiplying by 3, it should be 3 times the size as the bigger one. So you can go from there. So, okay. Again, if you have any questions, you can do King Tut's tomb if you want. You can work through that. You can see, are they similar triangles? Are they congruent? Those kind of questions. So, again, these are dilations. And I will post some graph paper for you. So have a great day.